Mon papa, Bonibo Firmin, merci beaucoup. Le très ancien Yves Kané, à Seigneur Okaï. Le grand frère Oura Michael. Allons seulement. Les Waymer, et la somme, non, les Waymer. Classé maintenant, les Waymer. Nous sommes ma boîte à les Waymer. Panotien, Manuata, les Waymer. La Wadi Matouata, les Waymer. C'était Florent. Way de son théâtre, y'a bien passé de Willy, on est chichi, mon yaway. On m'en a d'appui et d'applaud, pour y'a mon pédio. T'as un plaisir, soit fort ready, soit fort messiah, et je papa. Mon yaway, que way, t'as mon époix pour ça. Way, yeah, way. You dey no place to yeah. Kasonzia ka kwa the way. Boni esaraba to the way. Popo sagi to the way. You want to find the way. The who the way, the for the way. Where the way you. Okay,
Okay, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. I have two of my distinguished men here this evening from the West African state of the Republic of Cote d'Ivoire, that's Abidjan. Our man, he's the host of Business Direct. I dip into finances and how one can succeed or look at entrepreneurship. Benjamin Tangba is the host of Business Direct. He's based in the West African state of Abidjan. He's our Abidjan chief. I'm going to be bringing in his special guest here. We're going to be having a conversation here this evening. Sometimes we talk politics and sometimes we go into other issues. Pastor Kofi is going to be here with us, hopefully. And he will be discussing, just bear with all the internet system, he will be discussing time and money management by the young generation. Why is it important that we should have this? Let me go to Abidjan, where our man Benjamin Tengbe is standing by, host of Business Direct on the Liberia Public Radio, and he is the Africa Abidjan chief. Ben, good evening from Abidjan.
Good evening, Mr. Soul, and thank you very much for this time. Thanks for making the time this evening.
Okay. Business Diary. You added a different feature. And by the way, congratulations. You have been officially certificated by the Ivorian government as direct media practitioner there for the Liberia Public Radio. But our guest is here. Pastor Kofi is here. And let me just bring in. But you have something to say quickly here before we bring in?
Well, I think all glory to God first of all, and I'm really honored. It's really a privilege to serve as a foreign journalist for LPR. And thank you very much, Mr. So. And a very big thank you to you, first of all, and to the management and staff of LPR. I think we are getting there soon and very soon. So I'm grateful. Yeah.
So, do you speak the French?
Yes, I do speak French. Yeah.
Experiment. Don't actually respond. You're gonna do it.
Okay.
Because I was in the Ivory Coast. I don't know why I just is so silly. I read to the border. I can just go to two there for whatever reason. Because I'm also curious. I know those gendarmes how did I do it, but I hopefully think that. Let's try it. Let's see.
Okay. Bonsoir, Monsieur So. Comment vous allez?
Okay. Okay, let's bring our guest here. The pastor is already here, so we're going to be having a conversation here. Gentlemen, good evening. This is the Liberia Public Radio, and Ben, thank you for sharing this. We're going to be doing that from time to time. We are working on other stuff here. Folks, for those of you listening, just share the podcast with us. Sometimes we got to put the politics aside and look at some other things that are making life. Okay, Pastor, good afternoon or good evening in Abidjan.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming here. We're going to be having a conversation. I don't know how this topic came about and what is the essence, why is it important. And the young generation, they are in huge something. So I'm sure you're going to be an educative information here this evening. So start here. For those who don't know you, who will be seeing you for the first time, to introduce yourself and we'll get a conversation going.
Okay, thank you, sir. We give all the glory to God, as my brother said. I am Pastor Kofi and Siakon, but simply Pastor Kofi, because I have these two compound names that are jailbroken, and Siakon. It is only mentioned by only the Ghanaians who know how to pronounce it. So simply, I am Pastor Kofi.
Pastor Kofi.
And I love it. Yeah, and I am a Ghanaian living in Cote d'Ivoire, a student of the Bible, and I love studying the Bible and also studying the Bible with others. I'm a family man with a 4 and 1 wife who is the woman.
One. Nothing
wife.
outside.
Nothing outside. And she's a woman, not a man. You know, these days, you have many wives. As you know, it can be classified.
Yeah. Okay.
So, that's what I have to say now.
Okay. What is Pastor Kofi doing in Abidjan? I might be asking some crazy question. Why are you not in Akosomo? Why are you not in Kumasi? You're in Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay, I would say, you know, the purpose of God now is He's moving at where His kingdom is established.
Mm-hmm.
And when I measure the level of the kingdom of God to Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana is quite a bit established in the Christianity more than Cote d'Ivoire. And it is Cote d'Ivoire that we need a discipleship and also evangelism more than Ghana. It may be one of the reasons why Pastor Kofi is in Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay. All right. Ben, thank you. I'm co-hosting to you, but you just asked me to do this. Hopefully you will share your salary with me too as well. All right. So yeah, let's get a sense of this thing here. I'm a guy more or less driven in politics because it controls our body activities nowadays. But you came up with a sort of innovation business diary. How this thing came to what are business diary?
Business diary, as you just stated, not every day that we have to dive into politics because people want to listen to new things. We have to bring some level of innovation in what we do. Not every day we just like try to play the same song over and over and again. So this program came about. I was just like, I woke up, I think about 12 a.m. and I started thinking, look, Cote d'Ivoire is a very potential country. What can we do? What can LPR do in this particular country? So then I came up with this idea. Look, there's a need. When you move around as a journalist, you smell the news. There are news everywhere, even from where I'm sitting,
right?
From observation, I can write a news article. So then I said, look, there's a need that we get to business people. People have to listen to different things. Not every day, oh, President Alassane Ouattara has gone. This other, he has gone to this ceremony. He has said it or whatever. No. Or President George Weah, this is what he's trying to do in Liberia. No. We have to change the path.
Yeah.
So then this idea came
about. Your drive here is to be inclusive, every side of the society.
Yeah,
be heard.
sure.
You
basically. Yeah.
You nailed me on that. So let's get to the conversation here because what the pastor going to be talking about, that would be quite interesting. Okay. Money, time management for the younger generation. Correct, Pastor Kofi?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, yeah, you think so? Okay, so why money? This whole money thing. You tell us here because you are a biblical guy here. What did the Bible tell us about money? Why we should be talking about money business in the Bible?
Yeah. Okay. Let me say. Let me define money in my own way.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why we have to talk about money. You know, there are three things that I know it is mainly important for every human being.
Hmm.
Three things.
Okay.
That
I
is
got
number one. Number one is time.
time.
Number two, our treasure, our time, our treasure, and
Mhm.
our treasure that is money.
Money,
And number three is our talents. You know,
talents.
when you read Ecclesiastes 3:1, the Bible
Hmm.
talk about time for everything. So the money, my own definition for money, we have many definitions for money, but my own is it is generally accepted means of exchange and measure of value. So in every aspect of life, there must be a measure of value. That's why we have to talk about money. And there are many things that money answers. And one of the things that I would say is, as a biblical person, I would say money is the wheel of the gospel. Without money, the gospel cannot go. So that is the reason why we cannot take away the money from the gospel and money from the work of God.
Others who are out there might be listening. They will say, Pastor, are you saying without money the gospel cannot go? So how you defend that?
Yes, I'm saying that because as I defined money, I say it is generally accepted means of exchange and measure of value. We be sitting here, look at where we are now. Now, without money, this conversation on this media could not happen. And without money, we cannot move because one of the things that the Bible told us, Jesus, the great commandment, I would say that, was, is to go make disciples. Without money, how do you go at this our dispensation? It wasn't like the dispensation of Jesus Christ that everybody was moving by the uh, foot or the feet. Now you go by the means of transportation.
Yeah.
So without money, the
In
gospel
plane,
is limited.
in car.
Yes,
Okay.
the
So
gospel is limited without money.
Ben, let me bring you in here. That's your guy. He making sense. I don't want to. He's not going to walk from Cote d'Ivoire to go
Yeah.
business in Liberia, where I think we. In fact, we need to have maybe one of that too. But even though there are tons of churches there, but it's everywhere. Bar
Yeah.
stuff, everything's still going on. And you're right.
Yeah.
You can walk and go before you get there. Say you're not even wasting it. You'll be dead before you reach there.
Uh,
So
Yeah.
let me just bring you in here. How this topic came about? Why? And then maybe
The
you can
top,
follow with your question with him.
yes. I was sitting and I decided to think about the younger generation because every society depends fully on youth. We are here today, but tomorrow will no more be around. What can we do? Now, when you look around, you see children, they want to make money, but some are even not willing to go to school. Some are not even willing to give that due respect. In terms of time management, there are certain children, even in their parents' house or homes, they allow them to look at television, maybe even browse the internet from 6 p.m. up to 2 or 3 a.m. What time do you have to study and go to school? Are they really managing their time? If they will have to lead, if we have to depend on them in the next 10, 20, or even 50 years to come, they have to get prepared. And the preparation starts with what? Time management. So then I look at it and say, look, there's a need that we invite someone on LPRO to basically find out from him and Pastor Kofi is one of the persons that when you say, look, Pastor, I want you to please speak about this, he will always find time. So, Pastor Kofi, congratulations. And this is the reason, this is the idea that came about, and I decided to push it as a man of God. And he would even give his own views about this particular topic, because there will be few things that he will be saying about our youth or the younger generation. How well can they manage their time and even money? Yeah.
All right. So, Pastor, let me bring you in here. He was specific to the point, but I'm also curious why something was left out. Young people, old people too. Should old people not manage money? They shouldn't manage time. They are the people. Most of them they are in authority and things happening. But you are quite correct. The younger generations, they are heavily involved in today's activity. So why should this be of a concern to the young generations? What is your fear as a man of God?
When you're talking about me, I'll be saying that when you travel to the whole world, you see people being a Christian or the nation or everybody is preaching about the youth is our future. We all have that the youth is our future, and we know where we are living and how we are living now, but the future is unknown. So it is very important to think about our future by bringing the youth in, because we know where we are, and for us to think about what is going to happen and how our future is going to be, it must depend on the youth.
Talking about the youth, are we allowing the youth? Are we really, out of honesty, considering the youth to be the future? Or is just because it's a universal concept? The young people are the future, they are our future, but we kind of keep them down. Are we authentic in doing that, you think, Pastor? Are we honest to allow the young people to say, okay, that you need to be the future?
This is we are not doing much about that. Yeah.
We're not
I
doing
think
much.
yeah, we are not doing much about that. We are not taking them through the necessities of life that they're supposed to know what and how to live in future. We are shorting for all of that. That's what I would say.
Because there are some young people who wants to, not young people, old people, they want to be there. It's on the social side, it's on the political side, even in the biblical world. There are some pastors they can't stand, but they still want to be preaching. How do they expect the gospel, the ministry to go forth when they are not preparing the young generation? Because there will come a time they will be off stage. So who is hurting who, and who is hurting the society in this case?
Yeah, in this case, I think it is we, the older ones, who are hurting to the society. Because one thing is, when we failed, the youth will be failing. Because we have to impact in the younger ones. But if you don't have anything to impact within them, meaning that the youth will be empty. So when we are talking at this time, our society and the future of the youth, we are the one who are failing. Yeah, that's what I was saying. We are failing ourselves when we are failing the youth.
Including you? Are you that? Are you part of that group that's failing?
When I say we, I think about the greater percentage of the old ones. I am doing my best. Maybe you are doing your best, but we have more than 70% who are not impacting. So I cannot exempt myself. I'm saying we.
Okay.
But when we are talking about individual here, I'll be saying that I'm doing my part.
My question is delivery. I thought that you the new Messiah that came, and so you are not part of this. You are not part of this program. So look, Ben.
Yes,
it's quite correct. I don't think all people will like this kind of conversation here. And they have justification, Pastor, today. You have to stay on the old map. When the map old is old, you can't put life in it. When it's old, buy new one. Get new one. Yes, I know it's a literal word they're using. Oh, you gotta buy, you stay on the old mat and plant new mat, and that. But when the mat is not getting, it's not useful, then you find someone with energy to get on that mat. It's not the material, and I know it's a sort of interpretation here, but the management aspect of it. Why is it important, Pastor or Ben? Do you want to come into maybe asking more follow?
Yes, I think whatever in life we do, like for example, let me just look at the issue of financial management. It has to do with how well you can take care of your own finance. Your life is your own life. Yes, it's true. Maybe as you stated, the old generation is not like trying to make way for the younger ones, but in so doing, are the younger generations, are they being really fair to themselves to get marketable? Sometimes when you like visit some of the schools, like children who are still in grade schools, when you even see their grades, Mr. So, it's so discouraging. Some of the schools, what they do, instead of them telling that particular child or children to repeat the class because of money, they take the money and then the child or children will go to the next class. So where are we going? Are we really trying to prepare people that we consider as being leaders for tomorrow? Are our children or child really doing justice to themselves? That are they really preparing themselves that tomorrow, if we are not here no more, that they will be able to take over? So for me, it's quite important, and they have to get ready not tomorrow, but beginning today.
Today, no future again. We're in the future already. So the
Yeah, in the
idea
future.
of future.
Yeah.
So, Pastor, let me bring you in here. Ben, he did mention something important. What are the young generation are ready? But let me ask you here because I'm concentrating on these people, the old folks here. Is their action deliberate, or is it out of ignorance, or what is it that they are not encouraging or they are not giving to the young generation, even if the young people are qualified? But on the flip side of it too, the young also drown themselves so much in the old people that the old people they gotta do this and they give justifications why they should do it. Where are we? Where is the balance here?
Okay. Yeah, when I would say when the world is moving, you have to move too. You don't leave yourself. You get to know how and where to position yourself is very important. And you see, as my brother said, during our time in schooling, the school was teaching life, totally life, fullness of life, how to live, how to do things. Me, for instance, because of that, I can live in two ways. Uh, when you fail, you can be a farmer, you can be a storekeeper, you can turn to any aspect of life. But this time, in this generation, the school is teaching only paper or book. So this time, you see that when a child failed the course in school, the life ends.
When you say
It- it-
paper, let me hold you there. When you say
yeah,
paper or book, for those who don't understand listening to us, what are you driving at?
I'm driving at the course that they are doing. Like when I start school and they give me the grade to pass so that I can advance. And here, I don't know much about their education. They have the BBC or BC or something like that. So when the child fail at that BBC stage, it seems he's hopeless. They don't know what to do again. But at our age, at our time, when you failed at that paper, you have hope that you can do something because you were trained. When you go to the school, you are trained to weed, you are trained to sweep, you are trained to do many other jobs. But here is the situation that we have in this generation, that you see a child even going to school doesn't know how to hold a broom, doesn't know how to hold a cutlass, and the parents are supporting them. So only thing that is important to the generation is Only, as I said, the paper, how to write and read. Chew, you pour it.
They can't even write real good.
I tell you, that's what I'm saying. That cheap, you chew it and you pour it, you get to the office, and you don't even know how to control the office.
Can you repeat that? You chew it.
You chew it and you pour it on the paper, and you don't. Then you pass and you get to the office. You don't even know how to control the office because
That's
a
a big one you're talking there. You chew it, you pour it, and then when you get to the office, you're confused.
You're confused because the life is about paper, but our days it was the practicality counts. You have to do many things in life. As I said, you learn how to weed. We used to have these plots, weeding plots, and we are the people who weed the park, the football pitch, and the compound. The ladies are sweeping. I'll not be wondering when you marry a wife today, and you take the lady to the house, and the lady doesn't even know how to sweep, and she'll be telling you that I need a maid. And that lady is I would think, I'll say she's a graduate. She has been schooling, knowing everything. The only thing is paper. So how we have to balance is to teach the youth totality of life. So if one fails, another one comes in.
You must have a continue. You must have a backup plan. Don't be a one-way person, and then when the road closes, you can't go train.
That's it. I've been in Liberia before as a military officer. Okay. Now I'm a pastor. I'm farming. I can do all these things. But it will be difficult for somebody who is in the school now, who has studied accountants, and he fails on the paper, and you tell the person that go and farm. You see, so we have to.
Tell me, how the change took place from where your position and now becoming pastor? Why pastor? To get offerings, to get tithes?
I'll say no. You can ask that my brother Ben, not because of the offering. He knows the way how a bit of how I'm living. Not that I think pastoral duty is a call.
It's a call.
Yeah, it's not about.
Every now and then, people opening Bibles, the preaching. Should we call them pastor, or I don't know, because they preach. So anyone that preaches, is that person considered as a pastor?
No, my brother. Every name is attached to a duty. Despite that, you are calling yourself a vehicle, and you are not making any move and noise, and you don't have any engine within you, doesn't make you a vehicle. A duty is attached to every name. So it is about what you are doing and the practice of life that you are making that makes you.
Okay.
It's not everybody who is opening the Bible course can be called a pastor.
I got 1 year because someone started reading reports. Oh, they want you a new pastor, and I agree with you that Ben.
Yes.
Let me bring you. What sort of crazy conversation you brought all here today?
Well, we have to listen to people.
It's a very important conversation.
Yes, it's important because for me, I don't want to call my age, but I have a lot of I've experienced or I've gone through so many years by the blessings of God. So I decided to think about the generation. It's so disheartening because the young people, for example, the church that I work with as an administrator for the past 4 years now, there was a little job, a painting job that the engineer decided that, look, please try and bring on some of the young children or the young people. And when we call upon these children, excuses were given. No one is willing to work, but they want the money. So that I started thinking, now, if Benjamin, if I'm not working for LPR tomorrow, who do you think, or who really I think I will be able to recommend and say, look, Mr. So, or the next person, the next CEO, If these people, they are not ready, how the future is going to be. If you cannot make sacrifices now as you have time to be marketable, don't wait. You have to take opportunity. You have to take advantage of opportunities. Someone said, look, come and do this piece of job. He said, I don't have time, or maybe the interest is not there, but you want money. And gone are the days where people used to even walk 5-10 kilometers, as Pastor Kofi stated. Some of us now, some of our children, when they are leaving from here, they can't even walk 5 minutes distance. They will complain, oh, Papa, I need transportation. Now you need a transportation, but you are not willing to do something. So where are we going?
Okay, where are we going? Let a pastor, Pastor, where are we going? Where are you people carrying us? Are you guys not praying that? Are you guys not praying that where you're not fasting, you fast and then you look beyond, nobody there, you grab one gadba bowl. I was in Abidjan, I stayed on Abidjan. I love that check out the gadba one though. The one the gentleman that can fail you and you see the fish here, it look my hair says. So on a serious note, where are we going into this generation?
My brother, thank you. I'll be saying that if nothing is done, we are heading towards doom. Because the Bible says, let me bring in the Bible here. You train a child the way he or she should go, and when he grows up, he will never depart from it. So, if nothing is done, the journey is not encourageable. We are heading towards doom. And we have to wake up as we, when I say we, I'm talking about the old ones. I'm not too old, but as my brother said, I don't want to mention my age. To train those who...
The old one. I'm a crazy guy. Crazy in the sense I'm very curious, want to know everything because I like to get it straight clear. I don't want to leave my folks in doubt. Oh,
okay.
When you say oh, is there a specific age you are referring
to? No, not so specific.
Am I that old now? I should leave what I'm doing now and bring in new person? Or
no, it's not about leaving what you're doing. That's why I'm saying that we have to do something extra.
Okay.
You are as old as I am. So we have to do something extra. Gather time and momentum to teach the younger ones after us, who are coming after us. You know, one thing I've learned in life is teaching somebody, for the person to know and do what you're doing is by the example of what you're doing, your own practical life. That's why when you see these people, the children, when they are growing up, you ask your child, whom do you like or do you want to be when you grow up? The first person may be either mom or daddy. They want to, they have people who are their examples, their mentors. So if you are teaching somebody without personal example, and we ourselves, I would say somehow we are corrupt. That's why I can tell you that
we are what?
We are corrupted. Because you see the political leaders, church leaders, secular leaders, and everybody preaching about good things, but our life doesn't show the good things that we are preaching, that we are teaching the others. We have to live an exemplary life so that others follow. Simply because as we are speaking now, suppose we are at home as a family. Me being a father, for example, I am sick and you ask me, Daddy, what is the problem? I have malaria, but I'm preaching to you that I have a headache. The question is if my disease is to affect you, which of them will affect you? Is it malaria or headache? I am saying that I have a headache, but
And you get malaria.
But I have malaria. By all means, you are going to be affected with that malaria. So we have to teach the children or the youth, the younger ones, with our life practically, the way to live.
So the concept here of some preacher men, I don't know whether you are one of those preacher men, but from what I'm hearing, you seems not to be. But I would still ask you. Most often they say, "Oh, I'm preaching it. I say what I do, but don't do what I, do what I tell you, or don't do what I, something to get a kind of way of they get a sort of justification." I am telling you, I just want you to do what I say, but don't do what I do. Are you one of those? Are you one of those?
No. No, I'm not one of those people, but it happens nowadays. You can see it everywhere. We are preaching and our life is opposite altogether. So personally, I'm not one of those. I preach, or I do what I preach, and I preach what I do.
Why do they find excuses in doing that? Why would a preacher man, what do you think, you as a pastor, why would they say, I don't do what I do, but do what I tell you? Why are they doing that?
It links to the question that you asked me just a few minutes ago. Is it everybody who is holding the Bible and opening it and then just rattling it, reading and all these things that makes us a pastor? No. That is one of it. Because those of us calling ourselves pastors, not all of us are pastors, not all of us are leaders of the gospel. It is treated by calling. And the one who calls you gives you a message, an assignment, what to do and how to live your life and what to follow. So we have many of us who are proclaiming to be a pastors and the leaders, and we have been called by God, but we have nothing to justify or identify that we have been called. So the thing is, I would say many of them are frustrated because we are in the ministry because of, as you said, what we will eat, because of money, because of fame, because of all these things. But if you know what you are doing, there is somebody who called you, and the person who called you gave you a commandment what to do and what to obey. So I would say we are confused. Many of us are confused. Yeah, that's why.
We are confused. Ben.
Yeah.
We are confused. That is quite interesting. And maybe the pastor can answer that. I don't know whether the Bible talks about who should stand or who should be on the pulpit or stand beyond the pulpit. Is that a same sort of, you think, the same sort of confusion that can just take people, wake up in the morning and today I'm going to preach and just go there and entertain and rock the entire church with lyrics and whatever, just mere talking points and stuff like that? Are we confused?
Okay, Mr. So before coming back to Pastor Kofi, let's just take a commercial break and it will be right back from your end, please.
Okay. All right. So let's take a quick commercial here. Just hold on 1 second. We'll be right back.
From the West African nation of Côte d'Ivoire, Liberia Public Radio and Television present Business Diary. This program focuses on the activities of business institutions and individuals in society.
I'm Jeremiah Zawu Senior, CEO of All Nation Bank. It has been very good to have this business established here. We are 1 year since we opened here in Anono. There have been few challenges here that have faced in this country, and that is all about the language. But here instead, I refuse to be deterred. I refuse to be discouraged. I open a business and things have been fine.
My name is Mercy Bakari Langa. I am finance officer working for an international organization. I have a master's degree in business administration. So today I'd like to take the opportunity to talk to you about the COVID pandemic and how it has affected the business sector in terms of me working in an organization, an international organization.
Don't miss out. Be my guest. It's coming soon on Liberia Public Radio and Television.
Okay, that's Business Diary with the host himself, but I'm visiting here this afternoon as part of our content sharing to do things together. And we have with us Pastor Kofi. They're talking about time management of a younger generation. Ben?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can you please repeat your question before the commercial break? So at least we'll
Oh,
be
no,
able to
I'm just turning over if you have a follow-up question for Pastor Kofi for the conversation.
Okay. Pastor Kofi, in
Yes, my
terms
brother.
of guardians, what can we do? Because if I am not there tomorrow, if you are not there, who can we depend on? Because you stated that, look, I think the old folks are trying to fail our people. They are not trying to help the younger generation. What can we do?
I don't think I gave you right. If you can
I was
repeat it for
asking,
me.
yes, I
Yeah.
was asking now, the old people, we haven't been able to
Yeah.
help our children
Mhm.
to lead them so that at least people will be able to depend on them tomorrow. So, in this manner, what can we do from your own point of view?
Okay. As I said, the first thing you have to do is train the younger ones. You don't have to sit down aloof, looking at them, and then be conversant with whatever they are doing and their lifestyle. No, when you are training somebody, it will never, or when you are leading somebody, let me use that word.
Mm.
The person will never know the destination. Maybe it will be little uncomfortable where you are taking the person, but when the person reach the destination and look back, the person will think and say that it is now that I understand the reason why my daddy or my mommy or this older one took me through this place where there was a shorter way. Because all of us, like my age, and those who are above, I would say maybe 40, we all pass through some difficulties through the training of our parents. But sometimes today, when we look at what we have passed through, we sit down and say, if it is not the training that my father or my mother gave me, I wouldn't have been here today. So no matter what they are doing, and no matter what we think that we are going to step on their human right or comfortability, we have to train them.
Mm. Now let's look at another aspect, because I think Mr. So lives in America, where sometimes you see younger children try to call 911 because of some disciplines. What do you do in such a case?
Okay, you see, we cannot leave away a culture attached to training. We, the Africans, we have our culture. I think there is a culture in Liberia. This afternoon, I was with a brother when some people greeted the younger ones. They were Ivorians. The woman is Ivorian. The father is a Nigerian. They were just bending down. I said, these people are greeting like Nigerians. It is then that that friend told me that the father is the Nigerian. I said, he has done very well to invest the culture of Nigeria into the younger ones of Ivorian. Because you and I, we are the witness. We know here the Ivorians, Ivorian children are not like that.
No.
Yeah, but the woman accepted. So when you look at these people, I don't think we have the same culture. And let me bring the Bible here. The Bible is transculture. It transcends every culture. So, as I said from the beginning, we have to educate the people with our own lifestyle. That is the lifestyle of Americans. There are many people who are crazy, not in the way of that my brother is saying me I am crazy. No, they are crazy. Is craziness is of different paths. That is what the people are learning. But when we come to our place here, we have to teach them our culture, teaching them with our culture, the way we live, the way we believe, the way we behave, and everything. I think I know your daughter. When I meet Smile somewhere and she's doing something, I can say that, is it not that the daughter of Brother Ben? Because the way you are and the way you behave shouldn't be different from the way your children are doing. So we have to train them, and educating the younger one is not like just bullying them. Allow them to share their ideas, and you teach them the reasons and the consequences. Because whatever you do today, there's a consequence tomorrow. You teach them that way, and if they know the consequences, I don't think everybody would dip their hands into the fire.
Talking about the train, let's go a little bit biblical here, Pastor Kofi. What is the actual, or what is the precise definition from the scripture with respect to training? To train, or is that train? What is what the scripture says about that? And are we doing enough as a parents, as a old folks, to instill that training as a required by the Bible?
Yeah, okay. When you are talking about training, when you want to understand things about life, you read the book of Proverbs. And the Proverbs talks about that much, the way you should train and the way the vice versa. Okay, I'll say that. Listen to the counsel of your parents and blah blah blah. And as I said, train the child the way she should be. Uh, do not spare the rod and spoil the child. I am living in a house here where the landlord has a son of about 14 years. I met a guy when he was about 5, yeah, 4, 5 thereof. And the guy used to be very stubborn. One day I told the landlord, just handle this guy to me for just 15 minutes. He'll be calm.
What you going to do?
You see,
You say that you're handing over just 15 minutes?
15 minutes and the guy will be calm. Because when I look at the training that they are giving to the boy and the way I know to calm the boy down, it doesn't go well. And the mother said, we have heard that. This is what he said, the statement, and I quote, we have heard that. You used to be a military man, and we don't want somebody who is going to kill our child. And I'm not ready to kill the child, just to train. And now that I'm saying, I travel just about 2 weeks ago, I spent about 10 days or so. When I came, the boy has started breaking doors of uh, those who are living in the house. So I told the landlord and the wife, I said, tell this boy, the moment he enters my house, in my room here, he has 3 days, just 3 days to leave, because I'm going to kill him. You don't train the person to kill him. And every training.
Hold on 1 second. You're a pastor.
Okay. Yeah.
So what are you going to use to kill? Pastor can kill? Pastor should kill?
Pastor shouldn't kill.
Why can't you pray? Why can't you lay hands on him? Other pastor, that's what we see them doing. They lay hands on people and they shake your head, carry your head, almost want to break your neck, but they lay hands on people and all of that. Why not give anointing oil as other pastor? And you talking about killing somebody out there be listening? Is he a real pastor?
Yeah, my brother. That is where some of us are deviating. When it comes to life shaping or correcting of life, it is not all about prayer. I'm not saying prayer is not involved. Prayer is involved. But advice and training here is very, very important. You don't pray for somebody who is a thief and keeping stealing. You pray for him, it's okay. But advise the person and coaching the person and also discipline the person, because the Bible is saying that discipline is the part of the training that makes a man of God or a woman of God perfect in good ways. You know, I'm talking about a child here. And to uh to how do I don't know what is the word, to put fear in that child, to see the danger of what he's doing is part of the training. You don't leave the child and say that, oh, I'm just praying, I just praying. Where the end of is, Bible say that when a sin conceives, when the lust conceives, it gives birth to sin. And when sin grows up, it also gives birth to death. So what the child is doing is he has conceived that the lust of finding people's things and searching for things and stealing, he has that lust. And it has conceived sin. Now he started breaking doors and houses. And the end thereof is death. Why don't you tell the child that you are going to die, even within a minute, for him to stop and saying that I am praying today and tomorrow, for him to face the death? We have a statement in the military that we say that sweat more in peace and bleed less in war. If not, and you sweat less in peace, by all means, you are going to bleed more in war. So that's one of the problems of the pastors. Somebody who is fornicating, somebody who is doing pastors and all these things, they need advice, chastisements, and training. But always we are praying. Everything is not about prayer, my brother.
Yeah,
Discipline is part of it.
And let me tell you a story here. I don't know whether she was a pastor or deaconess, whatever. I refused it because I know it was real. It was not practical. It happened recently. I was in Liberia, coming from my village, coming to town, going to Morovia. The driver, the mechanic, the car develops a mechanical problem. So how to call it? Some serious mechanical problem. It was real. And all he or the driver told us, honestly, we need to get to a bigger city town and then we can fix it. And then other lady, they said, no, yeah, let's pray. Call, let's pray. So I'm like, the mechanic, the driver say car is breaking down.
Yeah,
Yeah, seriously. My
yeah,
brother,
it is
the
common.
car, I mean, we're hearing the sound, and all the driver was doing because we're trying to leave a Daika area to get to the city center where we can have a break. So I said, no, the other prayer here, I mean, to pray, how can you pray for something like that?
Uh-huh.
Should I pray for that? And if I refuse, am I wrong to knowing it's a reality that the car will collapse? The car is at a dead point. The driver, the mechanic, everybody, they acknowledges it. But when they say, at least when we get to the bigger city, then we can find parks and then let it be damaged. Liberal man says, swear that we should close our eye to pray. So I said, no, I'm not doing it. Am I wrong?
My brother, you are not wrong. That is the ignorance of Christianity. People will be saying that prayer can do all things. Prayer can do many things, but not all things. Look at the example that you are saying. Why did God give that intelligence to the mechanic? Why is it that you don't move the engine outside the car and you pray so that the car can be moving? So yeah, so these are some ignorance of anybody who God calls. It gives you a bit of intelligence. So when you see this, people will be saying that no, you are not a Christian, you don't like prayer and all these things. You don't mind them. Do your own thing. You were right. You are not wrong. So these are the things that I'm saying. My brother, when your child is going wrong, Bible said, don't spare the rock and spoil the child. Why did Bible say that? Why did he say that? Didn't he say that you have to pray for the child? Prayer is very good, very, very good. Can do many things. But as you are praying, actions must follow.
Are those actions taking place today? We just
That
praying,
is the
less
that is the
action.
that is the problem that we are having. The actions are not following. As I said, when you go to schools, I don't know every country, but when you go to my country, a teacher will just flop a child for the foolishness of what he or she has done. And the next 1 or 2 hours, you see macho men following the parent, coming to the school and beating the teacher. The actions are not following. So we are helping the spoiling of the child. And you know what? One thing is, the training is very important. If you don't train them, by the time you know, we are suffering for money and properties and all these things for our children. But in the near future, you get to know that you have raised a fool, and all that you toiled for, you suffered for, has become nothing.
Okay. All right. Time is running out yet. Ben, I see you smiling. I guess you have questions in your business diary there that you want to bring to the pastor before we go.
Well, not really a question per se, but Pastor Kofi, please, what would be your advice? Because I'm a bit concerned about the younger generation. If we don't have young people when we leave tomorrow, in the next 10, 15, 20, 25, or even 50 years to come, how do you see the future for these children? That would be my final question.
Okay, let me sum it up within uh, a sentence.
Mm.
You know, in the nearby future, if you don't do anything about these things and the world continues the way it is going,
Mm.
as we said, the time and money will be valueless. Life becomes shorter
Mm.
when sin is mixed with time and money. And this one, because we don't have time, when you read the Bible very well, you could know that is because that is my standard.
Mm.
The life becomes shorter when sin is mixed with time and money. So we have to make very good use of our time so that value will be added or be placed on our money, and the world will continue to be a safe place. Because we see
Mm.
that this time, uh, because because of the way we get money and the way people are looking for money, by
Mm.
all means and by all the way,
Mm.
we don't place money, we don't place value on money, unlike the way it used to be. Because when you have money, it doesn't classify you as a good person.
Mm.
And formerly, when you had some money that we call you, I would say rich man. People know that you work hard for. You have the training that accompanies with that riches or that wealth that you have. By this time, when you have money, we know that everybody can find money. So we have to use our time very well, very preciously, so that when you get something, it will be valuable. And we have to take into the advice of those who are ahead of us, so that the world will be a comfortable place to live in the near future. Thank you.
Comfortable place to live. What should national leaders, political leaders, spiritual leaders, people in the business world, what should we be doing now? What will you tell them to do if we are not doing enough, especially the political leaders?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I will say uh, the leaders in all aspects of life. Yeah.
Mm.
Let me say that we are called to live an exemplary life, and we are called not to uh, not to squander what the people squandering from what the people are doing, but to be an example and also to be servants. If we are ready to serve the people with a wholeheartedly, teach them, guide them, lead them, the world will be a comfortable place to live. If not, and we are doing the things, our own things, instead of the things of God, and we are searching for, looking for our own interests, it is an example for others to live in the future to come. So we have to be an example for those who are coming.
We have
Practical
to
example.
be, yeah, we have to be an example for those. So the concept, I do this and don't follow this, what I do is wrong. Pastor Kofi, we want to thank you so much for your time. We note it's a little bit late now in Abidjan. It's time for to get dinner and stuff. What are you having for dinner today? Or you finished with dinner?
I've already finished.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't like eating at night.
yo,
So
I wanted
so
to come.
by between
I wanted to join you, and you say you finished, so I'm late. I'm late.
oh
Man,
sorry, you don't have the software of joining others in Abidjan here.
I love that one. Maybe I need to add this. Yeah, I had
Yes,
meetings.
I am praying that I meet you here one day or I meet you there.
Yeah, no, my next trip, by the grace of God, I will transit through Abidjan. Abidjan, that's my place, and I will come over to see our guy. But Pastor, we want to thank you so much for your time. Hopefully,
You're welcome, my brother.
you here again for those spiritual consolations as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All
God
right.
bless.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Bye bye. Okay. So Ben, I think that was above a straight 1 point, Pastor. How is Cote d'Ivoire?
Yeah. Cote d'Ivoire is fine. Everything is okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Everything is good.
right. Okay. And I know we are working on a plan to have a group of Liberians to take a review of what is happening in the country, the future of the country. That is 2023. Are Liberians, are they having those sort of conversations in Abidjan, Ivory Coast so far, what the politics?
Yes, sure. There are a few Liberians who are really interested in discussing national issues back home. Yeah, and soon and very soon. Yeah,
Very soon.
we have them on LPR. Yeah.
All right. Ben, thank you so much. I know you've been up all day. It's time to cut a date. I want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. We're going to be doing this once a while and see how it looks like. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mr. So, and do have a pleasant day.
All right. Okay. Well, folks, that's how we're going to draw the curtain here this evening, afternoon, morning, depending where you are. I want to thank you so much. We need to incite religious conversations into what is happening in today's world as well. Politics is eating the fabric of our generation. Is it because we are not taking a look at other aspects of society, life? What is the problem? I think I need to be having, what's his name? This pastor, but from this church. It'll be a little while now. He used to be on this LPR here. Very controversial, but that's okay. We're going to be having that. So, folks, we want to thank you so much. As usual, we always like to bring you news. The presidents of Tunisia amends the constitution. This is the same thing. These old people, they don't sit down. He now changed the constitution because he still wants to hold on to power. Demonstration ongoing. It is crazy. It is crazy. Change the constitutions of the country because he wants to hold on to state power. Change it in a context that it suits and satisfies his political curiosity. Well, that's it. Current to France 24, 19 killed in a dual bar shooting. Shooting. The whole world is in a turmoil. And inside Liberia, 3-day presidential water retreat is the CDC-led government trying to recalibrate, creating or wanting to have Nima County as the battleground. What is behind that retreat, the presidential retreat going to Nima? Is Lofa being stabilized by CDC and trying to get hold of Nimba? The president was there preaching. The retreat got underway officially today, and the president spoke, dedicating some projects from Mangibi, Bond, and Nimba. What is the rationale behind this? Politicians are very calculative. Will Prince Johnson be the center of gravity in the political process come 2023? What is the future of former Senator, now Vice President Joel Howard Taylor with the CDC? The coalition's bilateral agreement comes to an end soon. Will she still be in the fries? She still be in the picture? Multiple conversations taking place. We are following up those developments. Prince Yeru Johnson is pushing someone from Nimba County. Who is that person? Sources are telling LPR. That conversation will be unearthed right here when our team of panelists at a special time. I am Afonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio and LPRS TV. We are monitoring and tracking those pieces of information, the in-depth of the 3-day presidential cabinet retreat taking place in battleground Nimba. Is that a strategy to solidify the politics or to solidify the CDC? What will happen when Joel Howard Taylor is out of the picture? Would that be a big political risk on the part of CDC? Multiple conversations are taking place. The backlash and all of that. We don't know yet, but conversations are taking place. Well, folks, it's 3:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here at the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. I want to thank our participants and to you, our many followers, tweet, comments, your suggestions, always welcome right here on the Diaspora Informative News Outlet, Liberia Public Radio. Keeping it fair, balanced, proportionate, and overall civility is the hallmark of this network. We want to thank you so much. I will catch you when I see you. In the interest of African solidarity and for our Ivorian brothers, let's send them home with this music.
I'll say the français.
This is how we're going to leave here this evening. I want to thank all of our folks and for your time. Your company here this afternoon to me here is 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for being part of today's program, Business Diary. If you have your functions and you need to capture those images and get it out there, let us know here at Liberia Public Radio. And let me just bring you this quick announcement here. It's my own organization, no, not this year. This year. You put down this date, September 29 to October 2nd. The Associations of Liberian Journalists based here in the USA, AJA for short, will be hosting its annual convention right here in the Bay State, Massachusetts, city of Worcester County, Massachusetts, just like 30 minutes away from me here. That's our chapter president there, Roland Brown, the guy in the red coat and red tie, the A's, the Agile International President, President Joe Mason. Agile will be converging right here in the old Bay State of Massachusetts, the city of Worcester. And that's here, there's a flyer there, some past history, conventions, deliberation runs of Agile. We will be having a chapter leadership of the planning committees. At some point in time, we're going to be having them here as well. The divisions in Liberia, the political side, it's not just only Liberia. It's not limited to Liberia alone. Organizations in the diaspora as well are fragmented. I have no idea why. One of the counties is our own LPR analyst, Amos George, Bond County. 2 associations, Bond County. They will be having conventions at the same time, literally at the same time, different venues. Why this divide so much? What is it a power? Is it the same power struggle that is unfolding? And if we are doing it here, then why should we front on those politicians in Liberia? Because we, like the pastor said, we are not up for the task. We are not lifting by that. We are not up for it. We are not an example. But one of the groups of the 2 will be coming forward right here in the chambers of the Liberia Public Radio. If all remain constant on Wednesday, we'll be having them here from Bond County. Let them tell us why and how it happens. Wednesday right here, 7 o'clock, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One factions of the Bond County Association, I don't know whether development or project management or whatever. And I said this here, these organizations in the country here, they need to change the title, the president title is what breaking this problem. They need to change, they need to remove, they need to revisit their constitutions or whatever guidelines they have. Remove those president title position. It can be a project management chair. When you reduce the quality of that, then maybe they will not have this sort of confusion. And maybe they will be focused to do things that they're supposed to do. Project management committee, simple as it is. Project director, project manager. Let's do it that way. But when the war president is inserted into Liberian organizations or group, oh boy, coup d'etat, if it comes about, breakup, because they like to be lifted above the sea level. Have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye. I will see you when I see you. I'm Afonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio.
Everybody, everything's going bad. The situation getting worse. Everybody in the country getting mad. This on the state, poverty on the rise. The leaders them making into promises with no damn strategies. Yeah, this is better days, money in the pockets. Oh, as for holidays only for the bosses. Yeah.